Hello and welcome. A number of people on YouTube and Facebook have asked for a walkthrough, kind of an update on where we are. So I think I'll take a quick break and give you guys a quick tour. So here it is from the southwest side with the front door and the tower that we just finished. So far the roof is just that synthetic underlayment paper, which just keeps it dry, but we'll put a proper steel roof on in the spring. Another key ingredient that's missing is there's an awning that's supposed to go from this building across these metal things to the other side. I mean a concrete sunshade, and that'll just block the sun's direct rays in summer and also lets the dirt spill off the top here onto that, so I can see this kind of front slopey grass look with these windows looking more like dormers on a regular roof, but with dirt sloping down between them. Just gives us, so we don't have that flat front face look. Front door right now is blue. I think we might change it, maybe red, or maybe make it more like these garage doors over here, this kind of a wood color. So let's take a quick look through the inside. So this isn't my GoPro, this is my cell phone, so it's not as wide angles that I would like, but I'll show you around anyway. So this is our entryway. It's kind of like an airlock where we can close this door before we open this door that's not here yet. And that just helps keep the air from being lost. Up there you can see that circular window, and we'll end up insulating all this room. I'm actually working on that insulation job right now. So there'll be about 7 inches of insulation in these walls. And then the ceiling part, I'm going to spray foam that, the spray insulation, but not until I've got the roofing on, because I want the nails to come through first and then I'll spray it. So this is the living room. Oops, the lighting's a bit weird, but let it adjust. Okay, so there's our living room area with all these nice big concrete vaults. The vaults weigh about 5,000 pounds each, and we're pretty fun to get in here. I've also polished the sides of all of these vaults, so they're nice and smooth, exposed aggregate. And then, of course, just for fun, I put in some fun things in them, like these glass rods that will, you can look through them and things like that. Little marbles, things like that. So these are the structure, and then they're holding up the vaults that are up between. And that lets us have this nice big open concept for the living room, even though this roof can hold a very large amount of weight. Okay, so let's take a little walk around. I'm basically using my face to control the gimbal so I can show you what I'm looking at. Otherwise, I'm finding it a little bit difficult. We put in a wood stove, and the idea is it just helps us warm this up in the wintertime. Right now, there's no insulation in this room at all above us. We've put some in the walls. You can see that side's actually already been stuccoed over, but over here, I've at least got some insulation in the walls, 7 inches worth, but there's nothing in the roof above us yet. That's gonna have to happen in the springtime. This is what we call the greenhouse, again, same as before, where the roof hasn't been done yet, but at least here, the walls are insulated. 7 inches of insulation and then lath. So let's see if we can get this thing to look back this way across. So, living room, and then beyond that is the dining room is right there. So let's head that way. Beyond the dining room is the kitchen. Goes a little further in there. So we've got these vaults. Each vault is 15 degrees. And the kitchen vault, this is the dining room vault that I'm in right now. And then also off my dining room vault, this door goes to my office. We'll have a sliding cupboard here to hide this door, like a nice hidden door, just for fun, of course. And then this room here is an apse, a half-circular room. I don't know if I can tilt this far enough for you to see the ceiling. So you get the idea of the shape of this room. I'll try to re-trigger this on my face. I don't know if you can hear the sound change in here, but there's some acoustic issues I'm gonna have to work out before we're really done with this place. All right, back here I'm in the dining room now, looking toward the kitchen. There's a pocket door there. Those 3 windows, and actually even this top little corner bit here, will let light through into the stairwell. I'll show you downstairs next, I guess. So let's go this way. Actually, one last thing while I'm here, let's show you one last look around. there's the central tower behind me. All that wood is what I was using to thicken up these walls so I can get the whole 7 inches of insulation in there. And all right, let's head down this way. Actually, this is our mudroom first. You can see the black bars from the roof, and then we screwed boards to those, and we poured concrete over the top of that. And we actually use it right now to mix our mud, so double meeting there. And this is where we mix our stucco that we're putting up. Right now I've got a bunch of bottles. My brother-in-law gave me for the bottle wall that I plan to put in the garage. And actually, since we're so close to the garage, I'll do that right now. So here's the garage. It comes off the mudroom, of course, so that you can, come in and out. And it's a Quonset hut, one of these old military-style buildings, really affordable. Let's see if I can give you a little tour here. Workbench, everything's kind of flexible. I take things on and off there depending on what project I'm working on. Right now I'm using the chop saw, so that's up there. And there's the tractor, of course. Takes up more room than I first thought it would. We got the little bathroom behind me there. And if I do a full turnaround, right now I've got my tool bench and stuff over here. Just because it's convenient, it was nice and close where I want. But eventually we'll be parking cars back there, and all that tool bench stuff will have to go onto the opposite corner. So right now the opposite corner is just wood storage and things like that. So, all right, so that's Quonset. Oh yeah, looking up. If this will let me tilt it that far. Will the gimbal let me show you up? Yeah, there we got skylights up above our heads right there. And yeah, okay. Try to get it back on my face here, lock it in. There we go. Oh yeah, it's a new gimbal, so it doesn't hopefully have the shake that we had before, but it has its own fun issues. Let's show you the back door. Camera adjust for a sec. So here's our back door view. Oops, come on camera. Turn for me. Yeah, I lost my face. There we go. Okay, so here's that nice big rock wall that we were building. Michael made this little chime thing and it got covered in shotcrete, but you can see from out here we have this north wall with there's another back door off the playroom over there. There's the bedrooms, they're covered in dirt at the moment. Some of the skylight towers are insulated, some of them are not quite yet. We'll have to finish that up in the spring. I had hoped to get that done before the year was out. All right, let's go around this way. And on this side is the back of the garage. I got a nice back door back there and a couple windows and that sort of thing. So, okay. Just to fun, I'll try to turn this all the way around and see if it'll let me. No, the gimbal's kicking in now. Gotta get it on my face again. All right, there we go. Okay, so just doing a quick little turnaround now. You can see we got this road behind us. A few ponds down that way. I'll show you them from up top when we get up to the tower room. All right. Since we're here, the next room off the mudroom is the basement. See if it'll follow my face downstairs with you. All right, here we go. Basement goes down this way. Why do we put in a basement in an underground house? Because it was really affordable to do so. So the stairs are kind of a little bit temporary right now, but you can see the rough shotcrete wall. This was done by that shotcrete team. I ended up stuccoing over the worst part. The worst part was actually over here. But you see how rough they did it? Everything's this kind of really, this is the side that they sprayed from. This is the side they looked after. And then it gets worse when you see the negative side. This is the back side. And I don't know if you can see how rough that is. Like, just appallingly rough. Stuccoing this is going to be a lot of fun, and I mean that in a negative way. Over here, let me get my face aligned again. Well, actually, over here you can see this. This is where, if you look it down here, how rough it is. Just like really rough, like an inch or two plus or minus in many places. And while they were here, I grabbed a tool and I'm like, man, this is coming through really rough. And I started just wiping a little bit this here. You can see this little section. And they said, no. They were worried I was going to make this, push the wall back over. And they said, don't worry, we'll take care of it. They did not take care of it. So just for comparison later, I'll show you the stucco that the other crew did. Not the stucco, the gunite that the other crew did and how they finished. Well, here's another positive wall that they did, and you can see the difference between different sections. It's just ugly. But anyway, okay, let me go through the actual room issue here. Come on, gimbal. Yeah, just still learning how to use this gimbal. Okay, behind me is this first little hallway. It had to look like this because all the walls are load bearing, and that is holding up the walls above, and the walls above had a bathroom, so it had to be this wide. So really you don't need a hallway this wide, so what we're going to do is put a wall of cupboards on this side, so 2-foot thick cupboards over here. And behind me here is the mudroom, or not mudroom, the mechanical room. And it has the earth tubes coming in. Whoops, camera lost my face. There we go. I'll get the hang of this gimbal yet. Okay, so mechanical room with earth tubes. These blow nicely, usually. Oh yeah, let's see if I can find something light and fluffy to put in there. Nothing comes to mind right now, but we've got nice vent air blowing through here for free right now with no fans or anything, just due to the house being higher up the hill than the entrance. Feels nice. In summertime it blows cool air, in wintertime it blows, well, I wouldn't call it warm air, but it's warmer than it is outside. So this gets moderated by the earth. And then what I'm going to have to do is build an air handling system here, and I'm actually probably going to go through an air handling unit as a fan, just because I'm thinking that my ductwork might slow down this, oh, it feels actually really nice right now, might slow down this nice pressure, but this stuff goes out again up top and gets distributed to the rest of the house. So the air comes in these lower ones and then goes out these higher ones that are all around the room. And those go out to the different rooms, like that one goes out to my office, and that one goes out to the kitchen, and so on. And on this wall, if I get this thing to turn around, yeah, it's keeping up slowly. There we go. On this wall, we got things like the hot water heater and the radiant floor stuff and the electrical panel. There's also one other thing to show you. Down here is the can I show it to you? Down there is the bottom of the solar chimney, so that creates a positive or negative air pressure in this room, and by bringing suction up at the top end, and that helps draw air in here, so it's part of our air handling for free system. One other thing, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. Let me get my face back in this thing, and okay, there we go. Let's see if I can see the ceiling. I've got these rods in the ceiling, and they're foot-long rods that let light in through from above. But no, it's not dark enough right now to see it. All right, we'll leave them alone. Okay, so back into this little hallway. Down the hall here, this room is set up to be like a little apartment. And the idea is that we could, whoops, gimbal went crazy again. I don't know if this is worse than just my shaky cam. Oh, try locking it again. Okay, so this room right now, it's just got some storage, some insulation stuff that we'll end up putting up on the roof when we do that final installation. But right now the kids use this room to play ping pong and that sort of thing. But eventually this room can be divided up into a small apartment if we need to. It's got an ensuite bathroom right over there, and it's got a egress exit, etc. You'd be able to walk out there, and then there's a little room back out there as well. That, not room, but I don't know, like an area, 12-foot diameter circle that we could put a little patio out there or something like that, a little patio area. There's a closet in here as well, and that lines up with the closet upstairs. And this side of the room, which I'll turn myself around if I can get this thing to cooperate. All right, going backwards into this room. This is like just a storage room, and you know, it was fairly cheap space to have, so I'll turn on the light in here. So right now I just got there's a few little bits of storage things in here, wheelbarrows and things like that. We'll get those back up in the garage when we don't have when it's not so crowded up there with building supplies. Okay, let's head back up the stairs, and I will, before we go any further, I'm gonna go back to that entrance room and show you the smoother gunite instead of this stuff. All right. Okay, continuing on, I'm right getting back in that little entryway with the circular window, and actually all this gunite up here is from the gunite crew. It's nice and smooth, and it's smooth enough that when Sherry stuccos over it, she doesn't even bother with a scratch coat. So downstairs we have to put an inch or two of scratch. Up here we can just put brown coat right over this gunite. And the difference isn't gunite versus shotcrete, it's just a difference of the crews, how carefully they smoothed it when they were done. So it makes a big difference. Okay, so back in the living room again, and I'll take you down to the bedrooms, I guess. It's like one of those travel videos where I'm pulling you by the hand here just to get this thing to follow me properly. Oops, it's lost it. It lost me. I'm getting the hang of it, I hope. Oh, one thing I guess before we go that way, this is the playroom right here. Behind me, I'm still working on the roof. It hasn't been stuccoed yet or anything, so I'm chiseling it and sorting out some of the rougher bits. Not the gunite guy's fault, this is the underside where the formwork is. We'll be putting up the video of making that formwork soon, but the formwork wasn't perfectly smooth, so we, added little patches like that where they would crack, not really cracks, but like grooves from the formwork, that sort of thing. And yeah, we'll have to take care of that later. You can see if I can get this to move, see the back door back there, little apps and all that stuff. Right now there's scaffolding in there, so it's not so tour friendly. Okay, and let's lock on my face again. There we go. Okay, so now through this little greenhouse room again that we were just in, and around the corner toward the bedrooms. Now these corners are all like nice and rounded and that sort of thing, and then we have little fun things like this little glass block, things like that. So the idea is the TV actually goes in the room opposite this wall, so you'll be able to walk down the hall and just sort of get an idea of what the kids are up to. So, okay, so here is the hallway, if I can get this to turn around again. And right now the hallway looks about 6 feet wide, but in reality it'll be 4 feet wide in the end. So on this side, the 2 feet along here will be closet space that runs along this wall here, and then I'll have a false ceiling with the 2 foot radius, top made of wood slats, like tongue and groove wood boards, and then of course connecting into the skylights that are coming down. Right now there's no lights on in here, this is just lit by all the skylights. On this side of the hall, we have things like, whoops, let's see if I can get it to come in here. This is the boys' bathroom. You can see some of the plumbing coming out of the ground there. And the next room over is the laundry room, which also has some mechanical stuff in it. And then there's rooms like this one here. And this is David's bedroom. Right now it is storage for my insulation piles. So we'll have to clean that up. And moving down a little bit. This is Michael's room. Painted a blue color. When you turn on the lights for some reason on the camera it doesn't stay blue, but you get the idea. And these rooms are all very strong vaults. So, vault grooves. He's put his handprints in the wall up there. Those sorts of things. Okay, okay, there, found me again. Okay, so then this last room is the master bedroom. And you can see there's the south window on back there, and then here there's an east window. Original plans didn't call for this, but the view was too good to not do it. So let's see. I'll often see deer out here, and there's a couple ponds. Let's see if we can get the window to show up. I can't show up very well, but take my word for it. Maybe if I just do this quick enough. Nope, it's following me now. When I want it to follow fast, it won't. All right. Yeah, on this side of the room, if we get it to follow fast, no. On this side of the room is that 2 foot wide closet will continue out through here, and that then separates this room here, which is our master bathroom, from the rest of the bedroom. And then actually on this opposite wall, opposite me here as well, there's also a 2 foot closet that runs the length of that from right here by the window over this way. All right, so that's the bedrooms. Very thick, strong vaults. And yeah, I need the next big thing to do in here is to put in these closets. I'll probably be doing that later in February. I've got all the wood. I don't know if you saw the wood on the floor in there. All right, this room is the tower. So let me get the camera this way so you get an idea. So we got all these arches. And if you were to go inside and look up, you can see it's this tower room. So Sherry's in the middle of stuccoing this right now. This is another room that was done by the the camera was just spinning. All right, this room was done by the gunite crew as well. And there we go, that's on my face. I can tilt it down just to let you look up. This was done by the gunite crew, and you can see the walls are pretty smooth. Sherry's stuccoed the lighter part, the parts above it are not, but she was able to go straight to the brown coat. Over here, this is the original raw gunite just right above my head here. And you can see it's pretty smooth. So, no complaints about that crew. And then there's heading back over here. This is heading back toward the guest room, or toward the mudroom. So, just for referencing yourself, now I'm back in that mudroom with the stairs to the basement. I go back through this door right here. This gives our guests access to come and go through the garage if they want to, without having to come into the rest of the house. You can see the ceiling in here. We've gone and scratched it, so it's ready for brown coat. You can see the walls are also brown coated now, so they just need a coat of paint. And yeah, and then we got things like this arched door. Now there won't be a door in that. What will happen is the door itself goes 2 or 3 feet back from that. There's a bit of a hallway that gets created because this bathroom on the left, that's like the guest bathroom. And this big room that we're in, the guest room itself, gets divided in half. There's a line here, right up in the ceiling. If you can see the black line in the ceiling, maybe lower it down enough. Somewhere in here, yeah, you see that black line right above there? That's the mark that separates this room in two. There'll be sliding doors so that the sitting area can be separated from the bedroom part of it. It's kind of a small bedroom, but still, we don't want the guests to be too comfortable, do we? So this is a bathroom right here, ensuite bathroom, and this back wall here, whoops, I can get this to come back to me. There we go. This back wall under this arch will actually be closed off. We'll put in a nice soundproof wall because on the other side of that is that playroom/TV room that we were talking about earlier. Going in here into the bathroom, and there'll be a shower and toilet, things like that. Let's see if I can get the angle right. Toilet goes there, etc. So, little room here, and then there's another door that goes back into the hallway, and then there'll be a spiral staircase. Whoops, lost me. Keep hold of me. Man, this camera's hard to. I have not got the hang of this. There we go. Got my face again. In this corner, there will be a spiral staircase. And actually, I'm going to build a shroud, and the shroud will hide that big solar chimney pipe and all that. So there'll be a curved wall, basically, that will wrap to match the spiral staircase that goes up to that platform up there. So I'm going to go up there right now. Gunite crew's finished work. The difference is considerable. You can see that nice curved corner, etc. So, and it's just a matter of finding the right crew. So we'll eventually have to stucco up here, which will cover those little white spots. That's just where cells came through the wall and all that sort of thing. So let me get up here. All right, so that's the solar chimney that goes from the basement up into the room up top, and it basically will create a low pressure in the basement to suck air out. In the summertime, we can use it to suck the hot air out to the tops of the vaults. In the top of each of the vaults, there's a little opening that lets air go into. You see it comes out through the back corner here into this pipe, and so the low pressure up top can suck that air out. And in the wintertime, we can use it to blow downward. I've got a return from the bedrooms, from the skylights and all those things. We can use that air and suck it back down and blow through the rest of the house. Let me show you the lock on my face. And so below us we've got a wood floor. It's just a subfloor for now. We'll finish that up later. That end there will be closed, and we'll put a little bookshelf or something on that end. And the windows are out here. So this room is called the Mezzanine. It's sort of like a halfway level change. I had to put it in because I had the high vaults on the other side, and this side I had that low vault for the guest room. And if I didn't put this here, I would have to fill this with dirt, and then I would have to put more strength into the area here. So basically, it was cheaper to build this room than to just fill this void with dirt. It'll be a nice office, and it'll be you'll have good cell phone signal too. So I think you'll find people will want to hang out up here. And let me see if I can turn off the face lock and see if I can get this thing to turn around and show you through the tower here. So that is, again, the tower looking through one of these little windows. And there's a steel grate that's in the floor up there. And the other windows. All right. And now, let's go upstairs. So now we're going up to the tower room. There will eventually be a ship's ladder situation right here that will, like a nice wooden alternating tread ship's ladder. So we'll put a ship's ladder in, but for now I just got a little 6-foot ladder. It's a little bit tight. So you can see the top end of this solar chimney. It goes up into the roof into that heated gap up there, the soffit vent, and then it end up getting sucked up into the top. And we've got windows all the way around in this room. Sherry already did the scratch coat on the walls in here, but not the final stucco. And I've done the insulation, most of it. I need to do those little side sections. I'll do that this week or next week. Let's see if I can go lower enough to see the skylights. So there you go. The idea was we wanted the cheap, regular, standard skylights, not something we'd have to spend a whole bunch of money on. I did look at nice, pyramid things, but the price was just too high. And last but not least in this room is the floor, which has this steel grate in it. And the idea is that steel grate allows for airflow and air, and you can see down. Let's light from here down there. I had at one point wanted to put a big chunk of glass in here, nice glass floor, but man, that was expensive. Another plan was to put a rail around the perimeter, like just a rail around here. You would just walk around this hole, and I'd leave it as an open well. But then that really reduces a lot of the area in this room. So kids already like hanging out up here. And let me crank open a window and show you the okay, and get the point in the right direction, turn off the alright, let's see if this can show you anything. Hopefully you can see that stuff out there. It appears to be 2 ponds, but they're actually really connected on this side here. We own everything to the far side of that second patch of water. So it's good little woods. There's some tulip trees, oak trees, maple trees, things like that. The pond that's on this far side, on this side over here, we only own about a half of that pond. And then it gets divided amongst the house on the far side and our other neighbors. Alrighty. So that, I think I showed you everything, right? To downstairs. Yeah. Yep. So, some people say, we'd love to come help. Well, if you want to help me with, at least with the YouTube part of this, hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell. Those tell YouTube that this is something worth showing other people, not even just for you, so that YouTube's algorithm will share this out. And then when the algorithm fails, if you want to, you could just post it on Facebook or something like that and share it with people that way. And that would help us out. Thank you very much. That's all for today. Bye. Bye.